A rough one for VP to try to hold up against.
Yeah, that's kind of the same issue I'm seeing here. Is the mid game is going to be pretty awkward for Virtus.pro to try and navigate. I do believe. See how it does go though. Game 1 of a best of 3 here for either side. Both teams, of course, looking for their first victory here at Wallachia Season 5. Currently both on a 0-1 scoreline for the group stage. I don't believe Virtus.pro will necessarily want to fight level 1. I mean, they do have an Undying in fairness, so maybe they do. So we'll see the smoke up. BetBoom, they'll also smoke up, and we do have some potential for an early fight. Smoke broken on Pure and Lorinov, though. Wrap around from Virtus.pro around the Roshan pit through the river towards that dire jungle. Looks like we're just going to get some camp blockages here. No fight yet, sadly.
Not quite. Although,
I mean, they could. Bottom, maybe you could run into V-Tune and Rain, though again, it is an Undying, so you probably don't want to fight against him too much, and ultimately it is going to be a 2-for-2 trade, so pretty standard kind of start here between these two sides. Looks like we are going to have a bit of a chase of the save, but again, he's going to be perfectly fine. And so we have the mid lane, John. You're going to have Lorinov on the mid sniper against the mid Kunkka of GPK, which you'd imagine should be Lorinov favored in some sense. We shall see, though, because CS could be a little bit awkward against the Kunkka.
and it could be. I mean, and GPK can still twack back, of course, with Tidebringer. It is still an awkward lane to play melee into ranged sniper, so it is always a little bit better for Lorinov. GPK is going to have to temper himself out. Maybe by the time you have Tidebringer level 2, you can poke back a little bit better. He's not able to really clear out the CS. Some annoying headshots that can come in now as well with level 2 coming out for Lorinov. And his lane control is pretty damn good. So not too much coming out from GPK in the initial waves, which doesn't feel great. Rune control, it's not as important for both sides either. Maybe a little bit more important for GPK, just to have the mana to play with Torrent threat. Lorinov shouldn't care too much. And again, perhaps you start to think about supports, like if you can make a rotation in with Kataomi, get a good Sprout, set up for a Torrent, there can be some play. The issue is whether or not you can leave Pure alone. That top lane for Pure so far, going pretty fine. Again, he went for Gore Storm, so it's a lot of damage with the Infest. You get that with, say, your Shard, having the open wound spread out when you jump out. Gonna be a lot of pseudo crowd control coming out from Pure, really, once you get going with that one. A combination can be quite scary with this fast. That damage is pretty sickening as well. I want to see how much Pure gets out with that Gore Storm on an Ancient Creep later on. Still, matchup for the Huck is quite fine, right? That's a melee matchup. You can always get easy Ignites off. With that Cinder Brew, not too tough. You're tanky enough here, and the Huck as well, to not care for the early levels from Pure. Blue Frenzy doesn't really kick into Overdrive until higher levels, along with the Feast as well. So it's a very static lane that you can play poke better up top, which again, maybe Kataomi gets a room out to go for a Sprout play later on into 5-6 mark here onto mid. And that's going to be the key timing to try to reel it back, as the Sniper is starting to pull a header for Lorinov.
Certainly is. Bit of harassment here onto Pure. He'll be perfectly fine. Meanwhile, bottom. Chase onto V-Tune. You're not going to take too much damage on the way out, but they are trying to pressure him even through the Metamorphosis. Ranger's trying to control the creep equilibrium, but he's already dropped the Tombstone as well. They'll try to chase save a little bit. He's going to be alright. Meanwhile, top lane, even more action breaking out. So apparently these side lanes just super aggressive towards each other. Nobody giving up first blood yet, though, surprisingly enough.
Oh. And they are pretty tanky on these side lanes, on the cores of BetBoom at the very least. So trying to go for the big kills, not too easy. The supports certainly are a bit more squishy, but they are also playing it quite safe. There is a lot more aggression coming out from the side of VP, which I think you should expect when you're trying to run an Undying 5, and that easy Ignite combination up top should be trying to apply that pressure. You are managing to slow down these lanes to a good extent in favor of VP. Right, like you're getting good farm out on V-Tune. Pure is a little bit behind, not by a huge margin. That is to be expected for the lifestealer. think as long as he maintains somewhat close to parity CS with a decent chunk of denies, still feel good overall. Kataomi?
Kataomi dropping pretty low here on Tades. Couple more right clicks will do it. Pure's going to intervene. Kataomi still being very annoying, but Antades barely able to find first blood before he gives his own life up. It's a pretty nice start here for the support Dark Willow.
And it is. I don't think you mind too much. Pure gets a kill solo, so you get some solo EXP. Gets a little bit of that feast working up, you know. 10 HP per hero kill. Wow.
Hell yeah.
Outstanding for Pure. Crazy. Remember when this was ×2 the values, and it felt insane when we got facets introduced? We were talking about, oh, look at the HP on Centaur and Lifestealer, and now it's just kind of a joke. It's like whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Pretty sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
What can you do? It was good while it lasted. It's a bit of a boring. It's a bit boring in my opinion. You know. I don't know. I'd like them to change that in some way. What is it?
Oh, John? That's boring. The Black Grimoire is fine, huh?
No, well, if he had Black Grimoire, I'd change my mind, John. Obviously, if he had Black Grimoire, I'd be the strongest carry in the game, but he doesn't.
Can you imagine if he did? That would be
my favorite hero.
What if it gets buffed up from just creeps and you eat it, and then you get EXP, and then you just find a new specific creep that spawns out and mark for him? You wait.
Now you're thinking.
You know?
Now you're thinking.
Ooh. Bit of a misfire from Antares. Didn't quite hit the Shadow Realm onto Pure, but he is left solo.
He is. Pure still has rage, however. Not really too afraid. He's going to lose his courier on the way out. Meanwhile, though, Lorinov actually ends up going down. You mentioned that rotation earlier. Kataomi, he does finally end up making it, and it's a big one. Lorinov, he was having a fantastic time in that mid lane, but ends up dying.
Yeah, right around the time he hit 5 on GPK, about to hit 6. Even finally ulting onto VTune.
I mean, that's 2 huge calls for VP having their lives lost in the last 30 seconds. Pretty bad news if you're VP.
Yeah, not what you want to see here. Giving these early kills out, I mean, you've got the stacks of Spirit Collector building up for save as well. So the Exo is going to be pretty painful once it comes out. It's time to get aggressive up top now as well. Just some poking and prodding. Shadow Realm will save, and Pure still has that rage. But BetBoom has managed to reel this early game back. In fact, they're starting to get aggressive with GPK with some X marks. Doesn't commit the ship. But they are just willing to drag heroes to that mid because of how tanky the side lanes are. I think you've got a Pango hard to kill, you've got a Lifestealer who is extremely hard to kill, and they're playing their cards right. There's just no pressure coming out from VP, and they can't leave their own side lanes because the kill threat is always there from BetBoom. So you're just kind of stuck in this awkward scenario where you can't try to apply your own aggression effectively. At least you have access to your Shrine of Wisdom. The Hawk should be able to find that with no contest, so... And that's a little bit of a blessing in this rougher start here for VP.
Certainly is. 1-3 though. Again, BetBoom finding some pretty signature pickoffs here. Looking very happy already in this game number 1. Nero. No fear in the world. Like, this is a +5 Undying that you'd think the Pango would be somewhat afraid of, but with that double jump facet, it's really not that scary. Say's been very good at avoiding the double decay stacks. Has just been staying well away of the Undying, and we just aren't quite seeing the big impact you'd like quite yet here from VP's picks. Apart from Lorinov maybe on that sniper, who has of course won the mid lane. But it's really not that much of a whitewash. Like, he does end up dying once to Kataomi. GPK is still finding plenty of farm here on the Kunkka, so it's, you know, his game is well and truly perfectly fine. And it does feel like Lorinov has probably got more pressure on him as the sniper, because if VTune isn't able to kind of carry in this mid game, it is all on Lorinov.
And it is. At least he has that initial timing, double Wraith Band into the Dragonlance next. So the early tempo of the sniper is somewhat online. You've got the reach, you've got some of the attack speed to back it up. Try to be pesky with that headshot. Issue is no one's trying to play onto him, which is a blessing. It does feel like one of BetBoom's big questions is how do you get on top of the sniper? And the only stable way has to be Miero with a roll. So until Miaro's set, and if the sniper farms up for Lorinov, then trying to make that move in the sniper does get harder and harder without the Pangalier's intervention. Bit of an infest run now. Look at this advantage. With Gorestorm taking Ancient Creep at 8 minutes in, it's kind of nuts.
That's actually kind of terrifying. Let's see what he does with it. That is a little bit scary. He's gonna go through the twin gates. Righto. He's got the Desecrate, got the Petrify. Jumps in, Desecrate, Petrify, okay. And off he goes. Happy days. Get the hell out of here.
Thought he tried to get that Gorestorm damage by infesting out while in the AoE, but doesn't quite. It's a good chunk of damage. 30% of the remaining health of the creep over 3 seconds. Not a minor amount, especially in some of the ancients here, so would be nice for poke. It's kind of funny. Especially you tie that into the shard later on, man. I feel like that's the way to go now. Lifestealer, you actually do want your shard with the infest explosion. Just get the free open wounds up. It's just
nice.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot of AoE control for a hero that never used to have AoE control.
You'd think Troll would be able to get something like this, right? But he doesn't. He just attacks people randomly.
Oh.
Rolling Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Channeled up. Oh, misses the initial roll in, but Lorinov still a pretty big sitting duck. And oh, did you see how much damage Save does as a pulse 5 DP? Look at this. Save on a double kill, and this is what I'm saying. I don't care what role they put this hero in. I don't care. It's just too strong. Don't TP into a bit. Vichu, be careful. That's not a support right now, Vichu. Don't go near it.
No.
You know that Prophet Spirit just flying around, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, look at it. It's just like twisting around.
Flat Nature's Prophet, there's a Dark Willow there, like... They're little mosquitoes that got squashed by Death Prophet or something. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, no, not with the Ancient. Oh.
You gotta love it.
I bet you Peel's having a great old time. Yeah, you can just mess around so much with this stupid Gorestorm pack. Here we go. Oh, Lorinov, he just TP'd.
Not again.
Yes, again. See you later, Lorinov. Pick a real hero next time. You'll find another.
Oh boy.
Well, I did say the draft could get pretty awkward here, John.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about that timing 10 to 15. That's when BetBoom's online. That's when they're willing to fight. Even Pure's willing to join in. Understanding how strong this lifestealer is with Gorestorm as a facet. I think you shouldn't be stacking up your own ancients for your own sake. Because Pure will find it, take a nice ancient for himself. Take the Granite Golem with so much HP. Run them down, you know. A lot of possibilities here for good old Pure. And for inside of VP, this is when you have to devolve back to a farm game. You're nowhere near ready on Vichu. Right, he's still going for the Manta Yasha. Yasha Manta, of course, trying to get that build up. Still a long ways off from that. The Sniper has no one to really connect with. Your Brewmaster is going back for Spirit Vessel, which he does have up. That can mitigate some of that healing play. But you've lost your Triangle. You've lost that catch-up form. Pure has an Ancient. He just has free Helm of the Overlord naturally. That's balanced. That's so balanced.
Fantastic.
This is your hero, Mike. This is your hero.
This is it. This is me. It's amazing.
Oh.
It's amazing.
It's so funny.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Does he doesn't get the gold, though, right? Once he gets out of the crate.
I don't think so. I don't see it, so I maybe not.
Because that would feel really broken if he could just, you know, just kill an ancient creep every 80 seconds, just because, you know, why not?
Yeah.
That'd feel kind of naughty.
It would be. I will say, Save, the Spirit Collector is just the funniest facet to me. Just because you saw the animations, you saw how dumb they look. The Spirits just, they just have no animation, they just float static. It's just the funniest thing. And it broke my mind when I was watching that with Armel before. It's just so dumb. It's strong. It's just silly. It's so silly.
It reminds me of those, what was it? was it Microsoft PowerPoint back in the day in the 2000s? You know those stupid things, that the slide animations you could do and crap. That's what it reminds me of. It's just this really cheap, tacky 2D printed sliding animation across the screen. That's what I'm seeing. Take me back to those days, for the love of God. Now I can't even type anything without having a subscription, John. Here we go. Dahak. Did I tell you about my vacuum, John, that needs a subscription to work? Have I told you about this?
I think you have. You can regale me with that again if the smoke doesn't pan out, which it doesn't look like it will. Tell me more. Tell me more. I forgot, Mike. The details. The fine details of this vacuum.
My wife convinced me to buy a vac mop, Jonathan, which mops and vacs at the same time. What she didn't tell me about was the fact that the machine won't work unless I buy their ultra expensive detergent that gets used within like a week of buying it. It costs $50 a bottle, John. It lasts like a week. It's like I'm paying a subscription to use a vacuum. Well, and I try to cheat too, right? I started using other detergent. The machine doesn't work, John, if you use other detergent. It knows. The machine knows. It starts stopping on you and everything. I won't name the brand. Not yet anyway. Top flame. They're on to Dahak. TP out there from Dahak. He'll be all right. Very, very nice.
Yep. Stalling for time. Look how aggressive BetBoom is. Just, they're always across the river. They're not giving space out to the side of VP. Props to VP. They're still keeping up in that word. You know, you're kind of keeping up with Vichun and Lorinov. The Hawk has taken the backseat here on that Brewmaster, of course, as he's just hasn't had that start he'd want, and he's not getting form for it. He's not going for the Radiance at least, so he will still have some impact, just trying to play with the Spirit Vessel, trying to get into the Shard and the Ags now as well, just to have additional utility in these fights, but it's a long ways off. For BetBoom, this is just a straight ramp up. It's a straight line up in terms of net worth. You've got what seems to be maybe a Nullifier or a Radiance for Pure coming in. You've got a Radiance for GPK. On top of that, you've got the Diffusal done on Miero going for the Blink next. You've got basically a core DP at this point for save. He's going for the Power Treads and Ags buildup we see on offlane mid Death Prophets as well. And that's when things really start to get painful, when that Ags is online on the support DP. If that's allowed to happen for free, you're looking at a world of hurt here on Virtus.pro. Like, that is just too much damage. These spirits just do too much with the Ags. The output is way too high. And the siege just becomes that much simpler. Roshan becomes that much simpler as well. VP, their options to initiate are very limited, to be fair. Like, I don't see a clean angle for them to try to play with their sniper. You just don't have, like, frontline jump yet until maybe you're ready on the Hawk. So this is all you can do. Cut creep waves, farm up, try to stall for time. The Hawk's just cutting top, hoping for the best.
Oh, not going to be getting the best, I don't think here, John. The Hawk. Nice little turn. Gonna make it awkward for the drive here for Miero, but ultimately it won't matter too much as they'll eventually catch him out. He'll try for the TP play, but not gonna happen. It's Karaomi able to find a very easy pickup for himself. And so 2-9 is the scoreline, but more importantly a 7k net worth advantage for BetBoom, and they're looking for a nice early Roshan, or at least save his on the Death Prophet. He's got 7 spirits collected here if he wants to pop the Exo. So I have a... No, he's just going to pop it. There we go. Yeah. Look at him go, John.
It gets me every time.
What was the budget for this animation? Who made this? What's wrong with you?
It's great. I think they're literally mapping what the ghost does, because the ghost also doesn't do anything, the default ghosts. So the spirits, the hero characters also just end up doing nothing. Just a simple movement. Very fast Roshan, pure wooden ages. This killed me, I swear to God. Armel found my reaction so bad, I died. It's just... it's not as bad as it used to be. I think there was some weird hero scaling as well initially. So, it was funnier. 2-9, not so funny for VP, but I mean, this is what you have to do. You have to stall, you have to give up some map space, give up some objectives, hope for the best, hope for some of that build-up to start to kick in. Vichun is keeping up. The Manta is up on our Terrorblade. He's not that far behind from the front of the pack. So in that sense, this is not too bad for VP. Your issue is, again, it's the Hawk being sacrificed. But at this point, it doesn't feel like you can really bank on Brewmaster. Again, not the Hawk's fault. Had a bad lane. Can't really get room to recover. They're investing on that sniper and on Terrorblade. My question is, do you have enough to try to take these fights into this 9k advantage BetBoom has? It just doesn't feel like you do. Surprised Pure is ending up going for the Radiance. GPK has shifted away from that at the least, so you don't have double Radiance here at the very least. Does have just about enough gold to buy it out as well. So more issues to come with that mischance on top. They'll try with a smoke out though. They know Pure's been playing pretty aggressive by himself.
He's got Aegis up. He could at least hope for a 1 life. There's a Radiance up now on Pure. They just don't feel confident. Like, you've got Infest, you've got Radiance, you've got Aegis. They're going to see save. That's not going to bring them much more confidence, I don't think. Thankfully, at least he doesn't have exorcism available. They're going to move in. In we go on to Rain, who has got the flesh column off, but it may not matter too much, as meanwhile, Laurenov being chased down by Miero, not going to be allowed to stand there and attack. At least they do catch save. Antares will buy back as well in the middle of all this, as they will find Karaomi on top, but Laurenov, his life has been forfeit. Miero was just chasing with Pure. Pure now dealing with a dieback of Antares. Dahak gonna go for the primal split finally. Pure though still happily looking for the man fight up against VTune on TP. A torrent gonna make life hard for VTune. And he's just slowly dying to the Radiance. He will die as Pure still holding on to the Aegis. Rain not out of the woods yet either. The chase is on. Dahak the only man left, still trying to just find Miero. He can't get it, but he at least gets an Aegis. At least the Aegis is down. Dahak's not being left alone. They want him. And I think they've got him too here, John. The Radiance burn should eventually get it done. And they've taken him out. Karaomi, he's fine.
Oh boy. That honestly isn't the worst thing that could happen there for VP. They find 4 kills. 3 kills, not counting the Aegis there. They do manage to get some gold. The issue is you're just losing these cores too fast. That was a very split up fight on 2 fronts. There's a little bit of a fight on the triangle. There's a fight right by the tier 2. And your focus was shifted away. So you couldn't quite try to play with that spike on VTune, trying to leverage that metamorphosis. Didn't really find the coordination there. So we are seeing that fight again. And they were just broken apart. Like, yes, they got the isolation and some of the supports on that triangle, but then they left their sniper alone by the tier 2. He's completely exposed. You have no easy way of ripping through Pure. You're not at that time yet for VTune. And yeah, I appreciate the late split from the Hawk. It's just almost too little too late. You do find some good core kills in exchange, but you sacrifice so much onto Pure, who, you know, with his innate is getting a lot more HP than you normally do with the lifestealers nowadays.
There you go, BetBoom well and truly in control of this game 1. It feels like they've been in control for so long now. As well, top, the Hawk still trying to desperately do something here in this game, but gets caught by Rolling Thunder. He will go down a boot. At the very least, you do have Sniper TV high ground, right? So, like, you probably could look to hold if they look to make a big push happen. Maybe.
Yeah.
The thing is, BetBoom, they're having, like, 0 issue just jumping the back with Miero and finding some pickoffs immediately during these fights. Like, Laurenov, he's just being run down every single time Miero sees him.
Yeah, and it's like we talked about there. It's all on Miero to try to catch a sniper. He's had no issues so far. There's nothing to stop the roll, and once it's up, getting a bit of chasing Karaomi.
There's a nice one. They won't be able to cancel the TP of VTune. He'll be alright. So will Rain. It seems like Antares won't be even chased down. So that's a nice little pick off on a Karaomi. They'll get something for their time and trouble. But BetBoom not really flinching, John. I mean, it's just a Nature's Prophet death. Just a support to go down. Not a big deal.
No. When you're happy enough, again, you're getting space out. They managed to siege a tier 2 top off of that. And then they get a lot of control out. They're still farming up a storm here on the side of BetBoom. We're inching ever closer to that full axe timing for save. He does have the Ogre axe up. Maybe he considers a BKB first. Could be an option for him as well. just stand and fight, or the blink that we saw him queuing up earlier, and it is the blink. So now you have that very quick silence that can come in with the blink on hand that we've seen. We catch one out.
They do. The Hawk again. The Hawk, he's doing the hard work of just trying to keep these lanes forced out and finding the awkward farm on the map right now, but sadly for the Hawk, it is costing him his life practically every time he ventures out to this area. But he is buying time, which is the key kind of phrase here, John. Buying time for Lorinov and Vichu to get to a stage where they can contest this side of BetBoom. And there will come a stage where it can happen if they can wait long enough, as now they find the Undying here on rank. Like, maybe once the Skadi timing of V-Tune's up, maybe then you can hope to fight.
It's just so far, though. Like, still lacking all components. Back to square one in gold, buying out the Hurricane Pike first. And it's a long wait until that point. And Pure doesn't care for the headshots coming in either. He's just sieging away. Without an Aegis, no cares in the world here for Pure.
Just gets away with it nice and freely. Even the Assassinate dodge on the way out. No problems here for Pure.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But at least again, like, it's just a tier 3 tower. It's not going to be a rats being taken quite yet, but they are going to that tier 2 mid now, realizing perhaps they still had some outer objectives to take.
Radiant's middle tower
Pure will just fly by as the ancient black dragon, no problem. It's actually a very fast dragon. Look at him go, John.
Yeah, he's almost at max move speed as well. 538. Nice and balanced. A little bit of a smoke. They do have Exo ready here on the side of BetBoom if they want to force a fight. They are set to go. One outer tower left. And good call to back off at the very least. Yeah, he's having fun.
Pure's literally
He needs
just
a
playing
shard.
around.
He needs a shard for that free open wounds after the infest. It's just so funny. It's a lot of utility.
I think the problem is they just don't need anything right now, right? Like, Pure's just like, no, I don't really need anything.
Nah. He's good. Has the Brigand's Blade as well, even though it's been nerfed down. Maybe up top.
Give it a crack. GPK gonna show, so does V-Tune, but they won't see the TB yet. As if they had, I think they would have jumped immediately. They tried for Zahak instead. GPK forced to BKB and walk out of there. Meanwhile, Pure is in the middle of them right now as a Black Dragon jump. And he's winning the fight, by the way, in case you weren't aware. The Brewlings are gone.
Goodness.
Pure will finally lose this stupid Black Dragon, but the zombies will die with it, thankfully for him. So that's kind of nice against Undying. Zahak. Oh, the X is going to be there. Zahak will have to be the sacrificial lamb again for VP. V-Tune, he's not out of the woods yet, John. Pure knows he went somewhere down south. He's on the chase. But it looks like he's going to miss out on finding the actual TB.
Oh.
Or is he?
He's still hanging around the area.
He is. Sage's going to find a free Undying kill. Look at this, John. Rain. We'll go for a run. Not really going to matter how fast he tries to get out of there, though. He will die. And the V-Tune has been now officially spotted. They know he's somewhere down at the bottom lane. I don't know though. If you're BetBoom, like all this time you're just spending running around the map, like it's probably pretty unnecessary. But they are just waiting for Roshan to spawn up so they can really, ensure they have a confident push up the high ground. And Roshan, it's going to be available in a couple seconds. There it is.
Yeah, no need to rush. I mean, now you rush onto the objective for sure. See if they can start to find that. And Taurus does make his position over the courier snipe, and being chased by an ancient granite golem. At least has the Shadow Realm to TP away. So has managed to back out, but always a little bit of a horror story when you see that creep just running at you. BKB up now for Lorinov, so some play comes out for the sniper. He can stand his ground, try to twack away. It's just if they can find that position as the Hawk is caught out again.
Oh boy, they got the X as well. I mean, Zahak, look, it looks bad, but he's doing what he needs to do. He's doing what he needs to do, which is buy space for his other cores. Yes, it looks bad that he keeps dying in the same spot, but he knows that VTune and Lorinov can farm at least while he's dying. That's the one positive.
What it is. Unfortunately, Roshan has a big gun. Pure is doing it solo, and he's doing it quite fine, although he would need help to just tank through. And will find himself a Roche amp damage and lays it weight down bot as well. So Gaimin's blessing is on hand here for the side of BetBoom with that Aegis and the Roche banner. Save is only about 6 rolled away from full axe now, Mikey. So the added spirits now going to be more damage for Save, speeding up that siege as well. I appreciate the wards they have gotten here in VP. Like, they drop a ward in the triangle, they drop a ward by the Shrine of Wisdom. They are getting themselves some room to try to play a little bit forward and get some more farm flowing. It's just, and even if you are keeping up in VTune and Lorinov, that disparity is just insane. Look, I mean, you're at the point where the Hawk's farm is behind Kataomi and Saves. Like, this is a third support now you have in VP.
Yeah. And again, the Hawk, he can't do much about it.
Yeah.
At least he's going to have the Ags up, which is, you know, kind of nice. But it's not going to be game-changing, sadly, for Virtus.pro, I don't think.
No.
No push yet.
Not quite enough. I mean, they do have the Ags flying in now, I believe, from Save, so this could be the timing. Just stand in front, right-click. No problems in the world here for Save to get that damage out. Miro being stalked a bit.
He's fine. He's perfectly fine. VTune probably the one who needs to be very careful, because they are slowly coming. In fact, Miro's jumped in. VTune, he'll get the 4-star from the high ground, and he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he stalled out nicely. At least the bot tier 2 isn't gone yet.
Well, they've got a freebie here on the Undying. Rain going nowhere. Buyback is available at least for the Undying. In fact, he doesn't need it, of course, because he instantly respawns. Very nice.
Miz. Still need the creep wave to come in onto these tier 2s, which you don't quite have with, again, all the creep cutting V-Tune's gone.
Oh, Lorinov. Watch out, sir. Watch out. Oh, Lorinov, run. It's not safe. No, the BKB won't help, sir.
Oh, no.
The BKB won't help. That's okay. Bottom tier 2 tower. They'll try to jump Save. Save has got some help here from his Kunkka, but he's taking a fair bit of damage from VTune. Curse Crown going to be enough to take him down, but now can VTune survive? Boat's not actually going to connect, but still the Rolling Thunder control could be very scary for VTune if he can't Sunder in time, and he cannot. VTune is down. It's going to be another team wipe here, isn't it, John? The Hawk is the last survivor, ironically enough. He's going to be okay. He's got the storm brewing. Well, maybe he's not okay. We'll find out. Miro right by him. He's fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, considering that you lost 4 heroes there, you still gain yourself 400 gold. That's the silver lining. You're not actually losing gold trading this way for a 1 to 4. It's still somehow a net benefit for your team, so... And that's something. It's just high ground's fallen. Lorinov has denied the tier 3, at least taking some of that gold away. But you know, they still have Exo with Save coming back in with that Ags. The siege is still set to go. Age is still up for a minute and a half. No fear here.
No, not for Pure. Lorinov, or rather Miro, finding Antares. Lorinov trying so hard to get Pure to get the hell out of here. Pure might finally drop his first life, but they've caught out Tahak on the Brewmaster again. And Tahak, he had no primal split to play with, in fairness. There's nothing he could have done to survive that. So Lorinov at least will secure the Aegis of Pure. But how do you take these fights anymore? I mean, just look at Miro. Rushes in, stuns up the TB. Meanwhile, the rest of his squad just casually taking a tier 3 and a bottom racks. Pure, are you even going to back off? He says, yes, I will eventually. Peach, continuing to go. Is this Save? Investors out, trying to keep Save alive. Save will actually make it out for now. VTune, he gets a nice Sunder. He'll survive. Taking down Saban. Here comes Kataomi from the back now. Looking to take down Laurenov with the sniper. And he's got him. Kataomi. He will die. GPK will somehow make it out. And ultimately on the tail end of that, it wasn't really a bad fight for VP. They kind of make the defense work.
They do. You get the punishment out. They were forced to buy back in the Hawk, but it does pan out. They don't lose any more than the mid. You do not have any tier 3s though, so a shove in on the creep wave is going to be something you always have to repair now. You only really find the supports, which I guess is a little bit of a downside. You didn't really find the big kills you'd want to, but you're hanging in this game. You're seeing some of the output kick in. You're that much closer on V-Tune for the full Scotty. I believe he does need just, what, 100 gold now to have that up. And there's some play once you have that. The Hawk again.
Trouble. I mean, he's primal split to just try and get away from the arrow. Here comes GPK to make matters even worse. So deal with the Storm Bruling, and that's the one that makes it really awkward. Pure play as your hero. Just stop it. Stop it.
No.
He's
no
trolling
Michael.
them. He's just trolling
them.
them.
It's legit. It's his facet. You know, you got to play with that Gore Storm. Get that damage out. You use the Ancient Creep, you know? That's what the facet's for, Mikey.
Bottom ranks. Gonna be taken down. Laurenov gonna be very cautious how far forward he goes, because Miero is waiting at all times for a Rolling Thunder. Bottom ranks also going down, safe taunting them in the meantime. As they do move in, Rolling Thunder, finding the whole back line. And Mega Creeps now officially available for BetBoom. Here we go. Kataomi to zip in, or excuse me, rather TP in. He'll leave, but they got Megas. And it's officially happy death time for VP. In fact, they want to spare them. Spare them the happy death. Go on to the TP. Featuring gets asunder. But what does it matter? What does it matter, Jonathan? GG's call. They've had enough.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a rough game for VP. BetBoom, we're in complete control. And again, it's a little...
Of course, BetBoom looking for a quick 2-0 to end their day. Pure looked very confident, just from the camera shots we saw during the draft. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughter from Pure. Obviously, saw in game 1 on this lifestealer, John. He was having a great old time with the Gore Storm that you're trying to convince me was what he was doing with. I still think he was just completely trolling than that game 1. But I appreciate you looking at the more professional aspect of Pure's career here on this lifestealer.
I mean, look, he's playing both sides. I feel like he is maximizing Gore Storm, but also really just trolling. He knows the Ancient won't die. He knows he can get away with a little bit more. I mean, look at him. He's just trapping himself in trees, cutting them off from Rune. Very confident very early on here on that Lifestealer. And for Virtus.pro, I'm surprised they're not taking a more clumped up position, right? Like, you've gotten Dying, you've got the K already committed, so no early Tombstone to try to deny area control, but you do have early stuns. You've got the Hoof Stomp to try to play. They're just kind of spreading out, not really keen on the first blood, which I suppose is fair.
Well, they're going to try now to Hawk. He's going to retreat. No Hoof Stomp to be thrown out. Everyone fine. 2 for 2 trade on the bounties again. So another even start. We do go back to the mid lane where you are going to see Laurenov again on the mid sniper. This time, though, against the mid DK of GPK. Last time around, it was the GPK Kunkka. This time, the Dragon Knight. Arguably, this lane should be more challenging for Laurenov than game 1 was.
And it would be. You have to deal with constant breed fire spam. There's going to be some good denies coming out as well. At the least, GPK is not the tankiest at level 1. So copping through all of this without the free hits back with Tidebound, it does give you a little bit of room here on the sniper. It's not as high pressure. At the same time, again, GPK shouldn't be lacking for farm overall and should still be able to work, especially as you approach level 3. Having level 2 Worm's Wrath does provide some trap. Having the higher Dragon Blood is going to feel nice as well. And you're just going to be able to sustain that lane. The most boring lane on mid. You don't have that rotation potential either with lack of Nature's Prophet. So it should be more stable for Laurenov and should lead into a better ramp up here for the sniper in this game. We can talk about the other lanes as we've got the split view, but can take that attention elsewhere. Seeing some poking and prodding up top as Pure is again on that lifestealer. The Hawk should have himself a decent time, right? You shouldn't be under as much pressure in comparison to game 1 with the March to back you up, but this is still a double tanky melee lane that the Centaur has to play into. I think Ogre is very, very tanky. He does start with no skill points with the learning curve, of course, but suddenly instantly gets level 2 Ignite. It feels very awkward to trade. Pure can chase down Antares. They're split apart. It's a lot of output.
It's rough. The Ogre lifestealer lane is not fun, especially with that learning curve fast. They're moving in again, but you really can't contest this lane. No, all the Ogres just hit level 2. That's the Hawk gone. Karaomi to secure as he's going to look for maybe a bit more. Antara is going to be okay, but really you can't contest this right now. Not at this top lane. We'll have a look up down bottom as well, where you are seeing Miero along with Save against the Undying of Rain and the POS1 Abbott on a V-Tune. We saw this last game, John. Like, Rain was playing the Undying. Like, hold that thought, because top lane, more action breaking out as Antares almost goes down. What I was trying to say about this Rain Undying, John, is like, they're making it very hard for him to get these double decays. He's never finding them, so they can't really just dominate the lane. Because Save is not giving him the opportunity to really maximize this decay spam.
Nah, he isn't. And if you don't get that double decay, you don't get that value, you don't get that opportunity to look for the tombstone when you're squished up. Can't try to chase down. Top lane still hellish for the Hawk.
Yeah, he's just staying in that march of the machines to survive the right-click damage of Karaomi. Very scary as they will pop a salve now for the Hawk.
Yeah, but you're not stopping Pure's build-up. And that aggression with the Ogre Magi just leads to a lot of opportunities. It is a blessing to have the Tinker up. Again, you've got the laser now to play with. You've got the March to sustain. There's no Rage up for Pure yet. No value point in that. So at the least, you don't need to worry about some Dispels here. Miero is stuck in the slower lane. Again, you don't want to directly trade with Abaddon. He's just looking for the creep cuts, looking for the pulse. He's getting free farm off of that. But so is V-Tune, having himself a nice enough lane to farm up in. This is really hurting Rain, though, out of all of them, because he isn't able to get that fast soaking that he'd want on Undying. Levels are just so key to this hero to have that impact. And Save is just zoning him completely out of the game, which, you know, in a 1v1 lane, you're happy enough to just play the farm game as Axe anyhow. You get that timing into the Blade Mail, the Blink, the Phase Boots. You're all set. Mid lane is starting to pull ahead now for GPK as you'd expect on the DK. 2 points in Breed Fire, just run up. Breed Fire on Lorinov. You're tanky enough to not care. You have a lot of regen armor on hand. And things are going well for the side of BetBoom. Again, I'm not expecting aggression on mid. We shouldn't. There's no NP to rotate, but just a stable start is already good enough with this kind of lineup anyway. You want to get levels up. You want to get a few initial items before really running down. You're set for that timing here with this kind of gameplay from BetBoom.
They're really not finding the lane advantages they would have liked here, John. It's looking dire already. Big call from Miero as well down bottom. They'll drop the tombstone. Miero going to be perfectly fine to escape. Meanwhile, top lane, another chase out onto Antares. Not going to amount to a kill as they might actually find Karaomi, and they do. Karaomi getting a little bit too excited here at top lane. Will give his life away. It's still a pretty strong lane though for BetBoom. Like, Pure's still found complete free farm. And while we're here as well, the mid lane, John, I want to say I kind of anticipated the DK would win out the CS because he generally just never loses in CS wars, but the fact that you're losing all 3 lanes for Virtus.pro is really bad news, because at least last game, Lorinov did win the lane.
Yeah. Outside of that one rotation death, not finding that now, and they do manage to finally clean up Antares. Getting that nice plus 10 HP for Pure as well on top. I'm nice and happy with that. For VP, this kind of start is concerning, especially since I'm looking at V-Tune. He's queuing up the Radiance. So he wants to go back to Radiance Abaddon, which is fine. This is what a lot of Abaddon players do. We don't tend to see that much on Echo Saber, Manta style, kind of run at you style. But this does mean your Abaddon's impact is going to be stalled. Attention on mid.
Lorinov, I mean, they're just running him down. Lorinov needs some TPs. Save looking to dive him. They do throw the laser out. Spirit Siphon going. Save, is he actually just going to take him out? Oh, he's not.
Oof.
He is not. The March of the Machine heal. Just enough to keep this damn sniper alive.
Dire's middle tower.
Nice little save for Lorinov. Finding save. They still find the opening onto mid though, with the Dragon Form GPK. That is a concern for the quick siege. And I suppose you will be happy enough for that on BetBoom. Not the biggest kill to give out. You know, Save is probably saying, guys, it's fine. I'm getting a Spirit Collector for my own life. It's all good. My Exo is going to be strong. All part of the plan. You know, if you win, you get a soul and you get a kill. All good. If you die, you still get a soul. You're still happy. Lovely.
It's kind of broken how she gets a soul if she just dies. Like, why does she get a soul if she dies? How can she collect a soul if she's not there, John? Can't collect a soul if she's not there. Antares?
He collects her own soul right before dying.
Oh, Antares, he woke up the jungle creeps here, John. Well, that's not going to help him out very much, is it?
No.
That's what you get for spamming March of the Machines, I say. And here we go. Here's Pure. He is Pure, showing us why Lifestealer could be a carry in the right hands. And GPK loves what he's seeing. As Pure's not playing Dota. I'm convinced Pure's not playing Dota at the moment, John.
No. It's playing some sort of action RPG instead. Just working the map, doing side quests. Harass this guy through side quests. Infest this creep. You know, getting some RPG points for himself along the way. Okay. And that's his gameplay, right? Like, that's the strength of this Gore Storm lifesteal. You just get a free creep, you farm fast, you have a safety net. And again, you're starting to get that aggression coming in now on BetBoom. They're working the entire map now, right? They're at that point. They've got the levels.
Call out from Nero. He's going to find a dunk on Rain very quickly. Lorinov, of course, needing to get the hell out of there. Still, he's going to stick around to ensure they can't take out the Tombstone. But GPK says, screw that. I want the Tombstone. And Lorinov is just going to get zoned out. So a bit of free gold now to GPK on top. And I do think this is a worse start right now for VP than last game, sadly.
It does feel that way. Again, at the least, Vichun is finding farm, but the Abaddon doesn't farm as quickly as the Terrorblade, so it's not as much in comparison to his game last time. He is below the 3/4 right now on the side of BetBoom. The Hawk does have at least the Stampede to run off, but not able to use that aggressively, which is quite the downside here for our Centaur. Just trying to mitigate losses instead. 2-4 start again. A nice quiet start so far, but you are feeling that edge coming out for BetBoom. I mean, they are the ones being aggressive. They're the ones running forward.
The Hawk?
They're trying to punish the Hawk.
Oh, the Hawk. He's still here. He's trying to maybe get a creep wave before he looked to TP out. Doesn't quite get there, though. So they do find him ultimately in the end. And it's another nice kill here for BetBoom. And, of course, another soul for save, Jonathan. He's got 7 of those damn things collected. Is there not a limit to how many you can collect?
There is.
Okay.
You can collect all of them. So you can collect 10 at level 1, 17 at level 2, 24 at level 3. You know,
good.
There is a limit.
Yeah.
But it could be all of them.
Right. Thank you, John. Well, who decided that? Who thought this was a good idea, John? Ancient Stacks being taken? Pure was going to take an Ancient Stack for himself? Or an Ancient... and he's farming with the Ancient. See, this is what I mean. He can't be doing this seriously. Meanwhile, Miro is going to go down. So he's overstayed his welcome down bottom. The pop X's him immediately, chasing down Antares. He is just getting destroyed by Save. That is just too much damage. Meanwhile, Lorinov cannot TP away. Pure loving what he's seeing. And BetBoom having a great old time.
Now they are. Again, the draft hasn't changed too much. Just the change with Kunkka and with Nature's Prophet, with Ogre Magi and DK. Both heroes still do almost the same thing, minus global presence here for the ganks. And for VP, it's down to getting this investment on Vichun to pay off. He is inching closer towards that Radiance. So that is a big positive. Like, this build-up for Radiance on Vichun is actually panning out. He's number 2 in net worth. And despite that slow start, that kill on Nero does set things right. Pulls him ahead. You are losing map space again, though, as that siege is just consistent from the side of BetBoom. They've got the siege creep on mid. They don't quite have Elder Dragon form. GPK is denying the siege creep, surprisingly enough, instead of getting some value damage, but fair enough on him. Doesn't want to bleed gold out. For Miero, is just looking for that blink now, has the blade mail up, so good return damage for him to play with. Triangle control is just not there for VP. Yeah, they have the ward, but Furious just been willing to run in, infest the creep every single time. You just don't have access to your camps. This is so dumb. Look at this. Why? There's a ward watching him. They can't do anything about it.
No, they can't. No, they can't, John. What a great hero.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it's not that great of a hero. Maybe it's just the way that BetBoom are running. And it's Vichu now. Bottom lane, he's going to be okay. I can't say the same though for the Hark. Q is just relentless, but he will eventually ease off. The Hark getting a reminder not to mess around with the lifestealer here. It's a bit of a down period. We are waiting for like a blink on Miero. You know, maybe a blink on the Hark. That's going to take a substantially longer amount of time for the Centaur because it has not been a good game for him.
No. I'd say, again, you're also waiting for, say, the Radiance and V-Tune, although the Radiance alone isn't going to cut it. You're going to need some stat padding on top. So the Manta style has to come in as well, maybe the BKB, or what seems to be a basher here for V-Tune. If you can get going into that point, that's when things start to feel good. Exo committed though, with a chase down, nice and easy.
V-Tune also being chased now. We'll continue to run with the Stampede, but the cutoff from Kata, Omi. V-Tune. No borrowed time available to use that time. He'll die. Wouldn't have really mattered anyway. Bottom tier 1 tower, very, very easily taken. Maybe a change you've got to make for this DP is while Exo's committed, you can't Spirit Collect. I think that has to be a change. Like, she can't collect
the reason
spirits.
why it's strong, though. I mean, that's fair. She shouldn't, but the way it works now, it is quite strong. You can collect them, they apply to the current Exo, and then they will count for the next Exo.
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous.
So that is funny.
Well, that's ridiculous.
It's fun. But isn't that the point of Dota 2, Mikey? A little bit of ridiculousness. Isn't that why we initially fell in love with the game?
Well, yes. But this is a bit too much. I mean, I think I have every right to complain, John. That's half the reason why I like playing the damn game.
Yeah. You know, like Bat Rider. I think that should be left alone as well. Just buff everyone off.
No.
Man, let's stop with the nerfs. Buff everyone.
Miero? Oh, Miero. The Hark. Not having a good time, Jonathan. Miero's got the blinker.
Yep.
Don't touch Bat Rider yet, don't I? You know? I've got to get a few games in before they nerf.
It is so damn fun. And they're definitely having fun on BetBoom. 3-10, 6K advantage. Kind of the same story from game 1. Again, for VP, the fact that they just go back to Undying Sniper, just it's kind of shocking. I get the ideas. I get that they have a game plan revolving around this, but it just didn't feel like they could utilize it. The BetBoom were ready, and they're ready again. And I mean, we're not seeing a change in itemization for Lornoff. It's the standard double Wraith Band, Dragonlance, into what should be a Maelstrom. You can try to hold high ground with that. Maybe it's easier with that Stampede to escape.
The smoke seems a bit interesting here from VP. I'm not sure what they're anticipating. They've got a Radiance now on V-Tune, and they are connecting. Save just standing his ground, though. They'll drop the Tombstone. Maybe they can delete Save to start this fight. Save, siphoning, trying to get away, but is not going to make it. Nice pick off here for VP. And that'll be all she wrote. They won't really ask for much more. They just want access to their triangle again. Bottom though, Pure. He's going to force a TP away from Untardens.
Force a TP and a Stampede as well.
Maybe they can look for Miero here. Problem is they don't have a blink on the Hark. In fact, Miero might jump him now. In fact, he'll go after V-Tune first. V-Tune still has the borrowed time available, but not going to have it for long as it is activated now. Chase is on. Rain's actually popped the Flesh Golem looking for a fight, but that's a bit of wishful thinking, I think. Boom, right back to it, John. Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And another thing.
Just back.
Why does Save get to keep the spirits he's collected if he dies? That annoys me too.
Oh yeah, you know what? That would be a good one. Yeah, you know what? Risk reward. There's not much of that here. I feel like though it's, I mean, you get a spirit when you die yourself. So
Yeah, but,
I guess it's working as intended.
She had 4 spirits. She died without popping Exo, and she still had 4 spirits collected. They jumped bot lane, B-tune, getting destroyed. There's no risk to reward for that, John. You know?
Yeah, but you know, like it's like Underlord with Aegis. Why does he keep his atrophy aura? Why doesn't it get cleared? He keeps a damage for whatever reason as well. That one's more egregious, right? That one's a bit sillier.
In fairness, though, DP's been banned literally every game up until today. You know?
Yeah.
I think like Underlord's been picked by 1 team. And that was OG.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. I accept that. Maybe you lose half your spirits, not all of it. You lose half.
Oh, come
I accept
on,
half.
John. You're being a bit too.
I accept half.
It's too much.
Yeah, but you know, it takes away the fun when it's all gone. Half is fun. You don't lose all your galvanized when you die. You don't lose all your spirits as Shadow Fiend when you die either, right? So half is good.
That's crazy. I don't like it. I don't like it.
There's no risk reward for Earth Spirit as well. You should lose your boulders when you die.
Oh, I'm surprised I haven't done that yet. Don't give me any ideas, John. Come on now. I've already lost everything else. Here we go.
Oh, Laurenov.
Oh, this is scary. Laurenov, get the hell out of there, sir. Get out of there.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
TP away. They've seen him, though.
Oh, the palm.
Oh, they've seen him. The dunk was off the mark at least, so you won't give that bonus armor, but I don't think that's what they're too concerned about. Laurenov and Antares, both of them gone. Pure on a double kill. Well, like, what are you meant to do? There's just this ancient creep charging at you. You don't know what you're looking at anymore, what you're doing.
No.
Exo popped as well.
Look at those beautiful spirits, Mike. Look at them go. Look at that beauty.
Brought to you
fantastic.
by Microsoft PowerPoint. Here it is. It's horrible.
It's amazing. What do you mean? It's beautiful. They siege mid as well with the DK. Such efficiency out from BetBoom. Gotta love this kind of gameplay. Working the entire map. And they'll find that bot. No way to save this with just Antares.
Antares, well, I mean,
flank out. They are smoked out.
someone's going to save Antares now. They're jumping in though. Hootstop is out, catching 2. They'll jump Kanaomi immediately first, and they'll take him down. But here comes Pure to jump in. Pure gets the Infest play and gets out of there. It really felt like Pure was about to die for nothing, but he gets in. 5 stars here for GPK.
Now, right on edge. This man just to get the Infest, even though the Force-Staff was maybe a little bit awkward for the positioning with Cliff. Still works out. You lose 1. It's a big kill for VP. There's no discounting that. 800 gold off of the support Ogre Magi is a good shot in the arm. That is what you need. And to be fair, for VP, the stand in this game is a lot better than it was in the last one. Again, they get a little bit keen. You get that good blink initiation out from the Hawk, and you find the big one, or at least a kill. Because again, Pure gets that timing just right on the Infest and backs off. I mean, look, you get 800 gold. You're happy enough. Compared to game 1, you know, the Hawk isn't behind the farm of Save and Karaomi. Even Antares has a game here, so they catch Karaomi again.
I sure do. Kanaomi. Another time. Quick little pick off here from VP. VP picking out the twin gates, but looking for the Tormentor first. She's been rather BetBoom work. VP, they are hanging around. They could try to force a fight right after the Tormentor, but an immediate disengage here from BetBoom, not really going to allow the opening that they were looking for. So they will have to just settle for the Karaomi kill. BetBoom still looking completely and utterly unmoved here in this game too. So much so, in fact, the Karaomi now has a full Midas up on the Soak.
Yeah, it's what you want. You have a game where you're not rushing for utility, your team's doing fine. You get your own farm going, start to get bigger utility later on off this Midas. Feels good. The free shard as well. Have to mention on save that Fear can start to turn these fights around very hard if you are chasing this DP. It's not a simple matter of just trying to take control on her, getting that kill. Just the Spirit Siphon Fear, we've seen that ruin a lot of people. You have to be a little bit more cautious running into that DP. That utility on hand for save. Does have his blink out as well, going for a Ghost Scepter next. So no Ags Rush this time around. Just wants to stay alive, wants to get that fear off. And again, you don't really have the best way of piercing through with that sustain unless you're right on top of that DP with V-Tune and that Withering Mist. And that's the one thing, that healing reduction is doing quite some work here on the Abaddon. This investment on the Abaddon has also felt pretty damn good in this game in comparison to the Terrorblade and how slow of a game that was for V-Tune. This is certainly panning out to be a bit better. So there are opportunities here for VP. BetBoom have to be a little bit cautious in bleeding out some gold and some opportunities here.
Trying to have a look, VP, but Mira immediately just getting out. No, the hoof stomp. Just in time from Zahak. He's going to try another way, the old school TP, and it works.
Ooh.
Well, that's what you get for not having stuns, John. You know, you've got one stun.
Could this be the game for the Fabled build as a catch one, V-Tune?
The Fabled build? Well, hold on a minute, John. V-Tune is okay. Zahak going to jump in and sacrifice himself. Respectable from Zahak. Oh, save! Oh, he still finds a sniper. Misses out on the Abba kill. But I'd honestly say Lorenov's probably more important. I don't think this Abba's doing much. V-Tune certainly can't stand there and fight. Lorenov's probably your actual hope in this game on this sniper, and he will drop. What's the Fabled build, John?
The Fabled build. The legends speak of it in low ranks, Mike. Basher Sniper.
Yes.
Basher Sniper. Is this the game? You get a stun. He can stand back. He's going for full right-click speed. It will eventually bash when you need it, Mike. Basher Sniper. That's the call. The Fabled build. The build of legends, literally. Maybe a bit lower, the build of heralds, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say it's pretty low. It's pretty down there, John. I don't think Lorenov's ever seen how dark it gets down there. So I'm pretty sure he's not aware of the Fabled build. We might have to let him know, John. Send him a Discord message or something. There's still time.
But at least V-Tune's going for that Basher. So, you know, you will have one Basher, but one's not enough, Mikey. You need it on the machine gun sniper as well. They are smoked up. Maybe if they get a good angle into Roche, that could actually stall the game out nicely here for the side of VP. Just need to, again, work the angle.
Oh, quick BKB from GPK. Very quick. The Tombstone save is going to be there from Rain at least. But Rain is probably going to die for it. In fact, he's barely alive. He'll walk out of there. Nobody dead yet, but here comes Pure now, jumping onto Vichu. Vichu can do nothing about this lifestealer, just needs to retreat. He can do that at least. He's looking for some supports by the looks of it here, Vichu. He'll jump save, but still there's no real gameplay here for the Abba. Stampede away now, but the call is there. Perfect from Miro, locking him down. Now is a sitting duck here, Vichu, trying, or at least forced to fight this one out, but he can do nothing. Nothing but die. They TP away. Lorenov gets out of there. Miro's going to find a Tinker. Antare's going to die. They'll also take down Rain. It's a 3-for-0.
Yeah. At least you managed to bail out Lorenov. You know, as you were saying, it does feel like this sniper is your key to success here in the high ground. So you can start to get back to work into the Maelstrom, into that Mjolnir. Still a ways off from either one, but this Maelstrom is coming close. Pure is not relenting. He is going for the Ags build up this game, so you will have that infest on enemy heroes. The Hawk, not the safest spot to be in.
The Hawk, I mean, we've seen this one before. The Hawk back into space creation mode here for his team. But it really does feel like you need an infinite amount of space here up against BetBoom. It really, really does feel quite infinite.
It does.
What can you even build? Like, Lorenov's trying for the Mjolnir again. Last game, like, yeah, he got the Mjolnir done. It really didn't do anything.
No. I think you really need V-Tree to actually just finish the Basher into Blink. And even then, it's still not the safest game. A BKB doesn't feel amazing because Call exists. But it almost feels like you need to do something. Either I try to outplay with a Manta, try to Blink and hope for a Bash, maybe get a full Abyssal as well. Roshan being taken by the side of BetBoom though. No contest reports from the side of VP. Secondary life coming out, probably just for Pure here. No problems. Nice, quick, easy take with the damage they have. And they've got that safety net now for their lifestealer, who is 604 with the Ags. So now you can just infest an enemy hero. Why not? Lower cooldown as well. Always feels good. At the least, you don't get this harm down. And that's a positive, I guess.
Yes. The Huck. Look for a stampede, but look how fast they are on BetBoom. They actually look like they're stampeded up here on BetBoom's side of things, and well, of course Pure going to take another freebie for himself. I mean, what are you meant to do? It's not over yet, but it's just getting worse and worse here for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, it's not simplifying. And it's funny, right? Like, you're playing with Tinker Sniper. This used to be back in the old days, the impossible to siege high ground against kind of team. The impossible to push against team. Yeah, not quite.
Jump in. He goes Untades.
Well, Lornoff.
He's hitting from far, John, but
just get chased.
None of it matters here. Looks like BetBoom ready to go again here. DPK, he found the primary target. It's going to be Lornoff. The Tombstone save is out. They will save the sniper for now, but the call from Miero, that'll do it. That'll do it. Should be all she wrote here for this game too, John. GG's call. There's no hope here for Virtus.pro sadly in this game too, and BetBoom proving